I see Billy.
Leave Billy alone.
Oh, beautiful. You know what he says that I have you ever seen that YouTube video? Leave trendy alone.
Leave Trendy alone.
That's what I imagine right now.
Oh my
Of him saying, "Leave Billy alone." We just need him in some crying and some mascara.
Oh my gosh. The mascara part won't happen
Again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a few times you've used it, isn't there?
Okay, yes.
Okay, yes. Welcome to another episode of Use Your Words podcast, where today we're going to talk bad about plastic, or why there's a plastic ban going across the U.S. As I look on the table and I see a plastic water bottle, my eyes filling with rage at seeing it. If I was a crazy person.
And I have a plastic straw.
And a plastic cup.
Cup. And plastic.
There's plastic everywhere.
Yes.
So
Plastic.
So we're going to talk about why. That's this plastic ban thing has been everywhere for a while. Yes, the chairs are sitting on our plastic too. I know. So it's been around. It's been a thing in the news. It's been something that has been both laughed at, criticized, embraced, enjoyed. But I have a question for both of you first. You know what that question is?
No.
How and when did this craze with plastic, specifically plastic straws, when did this start? Does anyone remember?
It was like a year or two ago.
Well, that's when it really hit the news. But it started before then. Does anyone remember?
6 years ago.
No.
10 years ago.
11
years ago.
You're close. So this started in 2011.
Oh.
By a 9-year-old. Josh is like, what? So this
is it by the one?
By the one what?
Who we know today?
Who's the one we know today?
Little Greta?
No, it's not by Greta.
I was like, wow.
No.
How old is she now?
Like 16.
Oh, okay. So it's no.
So in some people's America, she'd be old enough to vote if she was American.
Yeah. It's funny you talk about that.
So she's 16 now. I believe he's a young man now. I think he just turned 17. The person who kind of kicked all this stuff off.
Wait, so he's 17?
I think that's what I read.
But he was 9 when it started?
So February 2011, so that's 8 years ago. 9 plus 8, 17.
Yeah.
Math. It's hard.
Add up.
Math is hard.
It is, man. It is today.
Oh, trust me. Math last night was hard for me. I'm sitting there like adding numbers. I'm like, 120?
Oh, for a Pathfinder. Sorry, Brock, not D&D.
That's how much damage I was doing. It was like over 100 at some points with one hit. That's what I was like, yes, numbers everywhere. Anyways.
Wow.
So plastic straws. So let me ask this question. And I ask this because recently a town around here is deciding on a measure to ban plastic. Can you guess which, or I shouldn't say town, city. Can you guess which
Milwaukee.
city? Oh, yeah, Milwaukee. Aaron's face right now is just classic. Aaron.
What?
They're deciding on a measure to ban plastic use in Milwaukee.
I was going to guess San Fran.
I said around here.
You did say around here.
Is San Fran around here? Maybe in your mind.
Compared to Europe, yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
It's fair.
Thanks.
Okay. So plastic.
Yeah.
I don't even have to ask this of Aaron because I can look and I see the plastic containers of sauce, the plastic cups.
You know, we went to the same place. You got more than I did.
Oh, I know. I still have them in my bag.
7 more than I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Math. Math is hard.
I was trying to remember how many you could get.
Yes, I did. So I assume that you are fine with using plastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were given plastic-free alternatives, would you use them instead of the plastic?
If they were good, yeah.
Okay. Joshy
Josh
boy.
is upset now. What? What?
You're one of those lazy Americans. Okay.
What?
Oh.
What do you mean?
If it's better, how can you? You cannot properly supersede plastic. Plastic is practically an indestructible piece of material that does not change form until
Practically
heat.
indestructible?
Really? Because I could take a knife. Yeah, he's bending a straw right now.
Does this look indestructible to you, Josh?
Takes hundreds of years
Huh?
to degrade.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So it
takes
takes-
hundreds of years to degrade.
Shut up, Josh.
Okay, so it takes hundreds of years
Unless
to
you
grade.
bring it back to its base and melt it to a petroleum substance.
Indestructible.
Okay.
Oh,
Everything that is designed to
Dang it.
replace plastic is designed to only last you a sitting, in a sense.
You mean like pasta
it's
straws?
wasteful.
Wasteful. Everything that is designed to replace plastic is something that can go back into the earth. Or it can properly be broken down and reused again.
What about a metal straw?
Metal straws kill you.
Yeah.
They can if you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well,
No, you don't.
Well-
You're an idiot.
we had someone, I believe it was here in Wisconsin.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Let me
Sorry.
let
That's
me
rough. That was bad.
let me make sure that I got my facts straight. What?
Oh,
You got some,
plastic.
you got some Velcro there.
Yep.
Speed rap. Okay? I ain't trying to get fired.
Yeah, I know. It's speed rap. That was fake news. I will take that back. It's speed rap, and I take it back. I read about it in a Wisconsin in a Wisconsin newspaper, but apparently
Wisconsin.
this is over in Europe. So
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, okay. Now, no. Obviously, no, you don't have to be an idiot to dive to a metal straw.
so
But that is really unfortunate.
this lady,
You could dive in a
Elena
plastic one.
Duthers Gardner, she's a retired jockey, was carrying a mason jar filled with a screw top lid when she fell at her home in England in November 2018. In her glass was a 10-inch stainless steel straw that went into her left eye socket, stabbed her in the brain, and killed her.
That's just.
The other downside to that, too,
I mean, what if that was a plastic straw?
it
I mean, it
would have
wouldn't have.
bent?
Could have. It could have still really went through her eye.
Yeah, it could have gone through her eye. If it was one of those thick ones. But the enforcers also talked.
Picture?
No.
Okay.
Before you get to what the enforcer said, see, this is a part where someone maybe wasn't thinking right. This person, due to an accident while they were a jockey, they were prone to falling and collapsing. And they said that when Struthers Gardner's wife, so she was a lesbian, but when her wife found her, she was making unusual gurgling sounds on the floor. Get that out of your mind for a moment. Unusual gurgling sounds with the straw stabbing into her head.
No, thank you.
Anyways, what did enforcer say?
One of the reasons why metal straws are bad for older people is because if they have a stroke, when you have a stroke, you bite down.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
can
I've heard.
cause
Well, then
mouth
don't
damage.
let older people use a metal straw.
So what? Don't let older people do anything. Just put them out to pasture and kill
Okay, Hitler.
them.
Well,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hitler.
I'm going to pull back the clip from the previous episode about blue eyes.
And blonde hair.
Anyways,
Um,
only the blue eyes part. I'm not going to play the other part. That part goes in the vault
yes.
for other things.
But now,
But my question, about the old people, okay, with the metal straws. If they're suffering a seizure, let me ask this question. Would I rather Granny bite down a metal straw, potentially break a denture or a tooth, or bite down on her tongue and chop it off with her teeth?
if she has them,
Or dentures. She might have dentures.
yeah, I'd rather have her. Well, yeah, definitely break dentures besides a regular tooth.
Either way, it's bad.
Yeah, that still sucks. But yeah, biting off a tongue, that would really hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would rather have metal straws. I like metal straws. And I would not be lazy for having a metal straw because then I have to actually clean it.
You
Really?
gotta take it everywhere. You gotta stick it in your pocket, so you gotta clean it.
What?
But let's say straws are banned in general. Okay, let's say restaurants didn't have metal straws, and you had to take your metal straw there with you.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
I would just drink out of the cup.
Yeah. Who drinks out of a straw from a restaurant?
I mean,
At least when you're in there.
from a bar, I will.
Yeah.
If they put a straw in my glass.
Well, in California, you have to ask for a straw now.
Oh, that's fine. I remember being at a bar and this guy's like, I was served a drink with a straw in it, and this older gentleman,
Yeah.
it's like, take that out. It's like, men don't drink with a straw. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took it out and drank it. I threw it out of the glass. But I mean,
Okay.
it was weird.
Interesting, but okay.
But yeah, because then also the metal ones are reusable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you could reuse
Yeah,
a plastic straw, but it's like,
You could, but that's disgusting. But not only that, okay, a metal straw, you have to remember to clean.
yes, yeah,
Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? You're going to
Bad.
have some bad times.
yeah, it'd be bad.
But, okay, so outside of metal straws, okay, there's also these eco-friendly straws.
Yeah.
That some of them, one of the problems is some of the straws can only be used on a certain temperature of beverage. So like
Yeah.
these ones I have pulled up here, you can only use them on cold beverages. You cannot use them on like a hot beverage.
They'll disintegrate.
They'll disintegrate. Well, even
It's like
even some of these ones that you can use for cold beverages, they'll disintegrate while you're using them. They'll
Yeah.
like turn slimy.
That's disgusting. Yeah,
But it's not plastic. Not plastic.
Yeah, at that point, I would take a plastic one. Being in Madison with John, I don't know who gave them to him, but it was paper straws.
Okay.
And so we were using them, and it was awful. It was just terrible. I hated it. It sucked. Never again am I going to use a paper straw.
Well, I can point you to this website where you can buy some if you want some.
No, I don't want paper. No.
Do you want to guess how much a pack of 300 costs?
For paper straws?
Yep, they're 9.5 inches long.
$20.
$15.
Oh, okay.
But, okay,
But what about from Farm and Fleet though?
$1. Okay. Well, no, that's your own fault, okay? That was
Yeah, I know. That was a stupid.
But beyond just straws, did you know you could also buy sugarcane made plates?
What?
So
Yep.
they're like paper plates, but they're made of sugarcane instead of paper.
Why?
Or plastic plates even, because you can buy plastic plates. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I know plastic. But why sugar cane?
you can also get bowls made out of sugar cane.
What's the benefit of having a sugar cane
It's
bowl?
marked as renewable, and it could be but oh no, it can be used with hot food, but not all of them can be. So I mean, you can buy that sort of stuff. It's like, look, you can buy all this stuff. Yay!
How hot of a drink would you have to have where it starts to melt plastic?
I don't know.
Depends on the plastic.
Yeah,
This is
your
true.
average one like that you'd get from a store.
Well, is it
Probably hot enough for you not to carry it, but at that point that it is that hot, it's probably releasing stuff up the plastic into your drink.
I say, is it microwave safe or not? If it's microwave safe, you could probably get it a lot hotter.
Yeah, if it's like, I wouldn't put hot coffee in that thing. You probably would at that point starting to drink the plastic toxins,
Yeah,
chemicals.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing when it comes to plastic is a mental change. It's a mentality change. It's, hey, because Americans are cheap. Many. Oh, can I get many for cheap?
Okay. Beyond the cheap, okay? With Aaron talking about plastic straw or the paper straws, I want to use something that's going to work. If it's not going to work as good as the plastic, why would I go and use it?
yeah. That's why I get metal.
Okay, you get metal.
Yeah, I'd get metal straws.
All right, go for metal.
Yeah, I will.
And then he stabs his head out.
Okay,
Nice knowing you guys.
one less dum-dum in the world.
Oh! I'm leaving.
I'm kidding. But no.
My question is this really an environmental concern, or is this just a way for companies to make money?
I didn't think about it that way. Of course, I didn't think about it that way.
Well, okay. Let me
don't
ask
know
this
why I
question, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't know this. What? You just had a thought.
Wooden straws.
Okay, great. So you get splinters in your mouth.
Oh, well, okay, that'd suck.
I said, did you want to think this
But
one
like,
through
what-
again?
What? But because you know how like, cause you have a guitar, you can put that glossy finish on it. What if you had a wooden straw with a glossy finish on it?
With
But then that could go bad.
you get high heat. That
would be bad.
yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this question, okay?
Yes.
In an average year, what is the amount in dollars that is sold in plastic straws? How many dollars worth? Now, I'm not asking how many straws. I'm asking how many dollars are worth. And just to give you a good thing here, you could buy like 500 plastic straws for like $10 of neon colored bendable straws. You know, happy fun straws.
So how many are bought?
500 for $8. Sorry. So how many dollars worth are sold each year? And this is what I'm asking: is this maybe just a marketing and money ploy?
What, 200,000?
Go up.
I figured.
I mean, way up.
$1 million?
Oh, you're so low.
10 million?
Oh, you are not even close.
100 million?
Oh, please go higher.
$1 billion?
You still need to go higher.
10 billion.
No, lower than that.
Okay.
$1.5 to $2 billion a year in plastic straw sales. That's just straws.
Hold up.
So what are
You
you
said-
saying? So what are you saying?
No.
is-
One?
Okay,
One?
I'm not done with the data yet here. As soon as I get done with the data, then I'll
1.5
0.5 to 2 billion. That's the estimated sales for plastic straws.
that many straws.
That's the
No, that's the amount. The dollar sign.
dollars. Yeah.
So times 500?
Well, there were 500 straws for $8.
for $8.
Yeah.
So you have to divide that total number by $8, then times that amount by 500,
Yeah.
and you get the amount of straws.
Straws. Maybe about, because some of your straws are going to be more expensive, some are going to be cheaper. Okay.
All right, here. Let me tell you this. This is going to go along with that. Americans use more than 500 million drinking straws
I'm going to get to that number.
daily.
I'm going to get to that number. There's a problem with that number.
What's the problem with that number?
I'm going to get to that number just a second. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the monetary thing, and then we'll get back to that number. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm like, I will never go metal or paper or whatever. I'm just saying let's look at all sides of this here. You got the 1.5 to $2 billion annually. Before this big switch, and this data is from MarketWatch. So, I mean, we're talking a company, a publication that deals mostly with financials. Okay. So they're going to have some bias here. What percentage, and I will give you this, I will automatically round it to the nearest percent for you because we're talking fractions, it's percent fraction stuff. What percentage was paper straws before this big concern switch? Like 2017, what percentage of sales of straws were paper straws?
5?
Way lower.
1.000 something?
I said round to the nearest percent, so
One.
maybe 1/10 of 1%.
Were paper.
So 1/10 of 1% of that $2 billion was the amount of money being spent on paper straws. Okay. That being said, because states are now banning plastic straws, they are now expected and projected to be 20 to 50% of that 1.5 to 2 billion market. All of a sudden, the allure of paper straws just went up. And we're not just talking like paper straws. We're talking like any sort of like corn plastic and all that, dealing with that. So, I mean,
Wow.
okay, let me ask you this question. Paper bags and disposable plastic products, right? That you use from like grocery stores. How many billions of dollars was that annually? Do you estimate?
How many billions?
Yep.
For the bags?
Yep. The paper and the standard plastic bags before they started, going around to this, recyclable plastic.
25.
It's a little bit lower than that. 16.4 billion a year. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so we're talking big.
That's a lot
We're
of
talking
money.
big amount of money, you know. And when I say it might be financially related, okay, this paper straw maker, one paper straw maker, their name is Aardvark. I don't know
Nice.
why they call themselves Aardvark.
a
They
cool name.
just completed. This was last year. They completed a 9 million expansion, and they're hiring 205 people because of how much demand there is for their paper straws due to the bans. So they're investing money. It's not like they're just buying small facilities. They're investing money to build up.
Yeah.
That was far away.
Yeah, it was.
So, you know, they're seeing over thousands of percent demand increase per year for paper straws in that.
Yeah.
One company's for their paper straws went up 4,900% last year.
That's a decent amount,
Yeah.
I suppose.
So, you know, that's where we're at now, where everyone's banning the plastic and saying we need to go with the paper straw or the metal straw or the corn thing. And coming back to where this comes to, that number, 500 million a day, right?
Yeah.
That number was from this guy named Milo Kress, who was 9 at the time when he came up with that number. You know how he came up with that number?
No.
He called straw companies and said, how many straws do you sell a year? Divide the number by 365 and said, that's how many we use a day.
So it's not entirely accurate.
So it's a lot more.
Yes, actually. We do use more. So that's what, first off, I will admit, yes, we do use more than the 500 million a day. That number is just.
We use more than 500 million straws a day. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thinking obviously how many people are in the country.
Yeah. So,
So I guess, yeah, that's not surprising.
yeah, it's just one of those things I was like, how did you get to this?
So
again?
going off of that data before, 1.5 bill divided by 8, we are looking at 93. We're going to round up 94 billion straws a year are sold.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean they're used because you always find like that, at least at my mom's house, you always find that pack of like 1,000 straws sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
So in other
Well,
words,
yeah, 1,000 out of that many.
Yeah, I know. 1,000. Woo!
It's really taking a chunk out of that number there.
Yeah. 0.00001%. Anyways, go on, Brewer. What are you pointing your finger at and looking good looking
so if I divide the total that we sell in a year by 365, it's less than what that guy was saying.
Interesting. And again, that's
Half.
That's assuming all straws cost $8. There's some going to be more expensive, some are going to be cheaper, especially when you buy in bulk.
a pack of 10,000 straws.
Now, here's okay. This is an article from USA Today. This was from last year. Again, it's verified by NewsGuard. I'm just saying that out there, so I'm not like using a weird, crazy conspiracy site, but it's USA Today. Most people know that, right? I'm going to read this verbatim from their article about this guy and his straw usage numbers. Because to be fair, the article headline is that anti-straw movement. It's all based on a 9-year-old suspect statistic. Okay? And in here it says, and I quote, the teen is aware of objections to the less than verified stat. And then they quote him. Why I use this statistic is because it illustrates that we use too many straws, he said. I think if it were another number, it still illustrates the fact that there is room for reduction. That's really my message. His message isn't about the numbers. His message is, I just want you to use less.
Interesting.
So he could care less about what the actual numbers is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it even says in here how he got his number. So he called straw manufacturers himself, asking what they estimated to be the straw market per day in the U.S. Some gave him a yearly estimate, which he divided by 365. Others gave him an estimate of around 500 million straws. That was the number I stuck to because it seemed to be around the middle of what they were saying. So there was no statistical analysis or anything. It was, I like this number and I will stick with it.
Interesting.
So that's what that 500 million number is a number that a lot of people use, and I knew it was going to come up. That's why I was like, I will get to that number in a second because there's some data behind it. The thing is, we're basing a lot of this on this 9-year-old's data, this straw-free movement, this.
I guess besides the whole, thing with using straws, the monies, all that means nothing when you look at the fact that we don't have enough put in place to properly recycle plastic. A lot of our plastic ends up in dumps and ends up in the ocean.
Okay.
And animals get into it, and it kills off wildlife as essential to helping keep certain things going in the ocean, like reefs and stuff like that. So I guess my question is, based on the responses you guys have, is how aware are you of the plastic issue?
The plastic in the ocean, what they call the plastic islands, and all that, the plastic that they find around the animals. Yeah, I'm aware. I keep up on the news. What was that, Aaron?
So, yeah, I don't. But
I know you don't.
I've known about obviously the plastic issue or whatever, but I've never looked into it.
And this is where I was saying it's a mindset is, do we continue using plastic because it's, well, let's be real, it's a great invention, it's a simple invention, it's a cheap invention, but it's a destructive invention because it doesn't dissolve. It doesn't decompose. It stays around as long as we want it to stay around until we forcibly tell it to do otherwise. Are there plenty of different ways that we can recycle plastic? Yes. Should we ban plastic? I don't agree with that at all. Because by banning plastic, you also eliminate the potential business influx of recycling plastic.
Okay.
If you can recycle plastic and reuse it, you're eliminating the production of more plastic, and you kind of have this constant loop, which allows you to clean up the oceans and clean up the cities and clean up the beaches and stuff like that.
Right.
That'd be really nice, though.
Now, okay, let me ask this though, because I want to be clear about this. Yes, I agree. It should not be just dumped. We should be recycling our plastic. There's a lot of plastic that can be recycled that can't, and there's some plastic that's made that can't be recycled. Okay? Mm-hmm. But my question is this really, and I don't know this one, and we might be able to, if I research real quick, where is all that plastic coming from that's going into that garbage island, I guess you could say? Because, yes, it's in the ocean, but the ocean pulls currents from a lot of places. Right. Just like pollution, okay? CO2 pollution and carbon monoxide. And then guess what? The USA is very low on the list of amount that we produce, and we're always being told, we got to reduce emissions, we got to reduce emissions, we got to reduce emissions. But then you go over to China and to India, and they're not being told that, but yet they're producing way more emissions than we ever are. This is Paul. I need to make a quick correction to this. The chart I was looking at this time was actually the rate of growth, not the actual amount produced per year. I had the wrong table open at the time. So that being said, China is number one overall pollution, CO2 emissions. United States is number two. So China number one, United States number two, followed by European Union, India, Russia, Japan, Germany. Now, as far as rate of growth year over year, the percent change, we definitely are a lot lower, thankfully. So as far as percentage change, the biggest growers year over year, actually, and you'll find this kind of interesting, this is between 1990 and the year 2017. Greenland is number one, Cambodia, followed by Equatorial Guinea, followed by Turks and Caicos Islands, Cape Verde, Benin, Moldova, Laos, Vietnam, basically all your developing countries. But you get somewhere like India, which has a 305% growth during that time frame. And the United States during that time had only a 0.4% growth. So definitely a lot smaller growth rate than a lot of these other places. So I just want to make that correction because people hopefully are fact checking these things. And if you're not, you always need to fact check whenever someone says something. Whenever someone says, hey, here's some data, here's some numbers, always fact check it. First thing you do, fact check it. And if you are, you would have noticed that that data was there. So you can find this data if you go to, and this data is available on Wikipedia. The article is called List of Countries by Carbon Dioxide Emissions. And they have right on there a table of 2017 versus 1990 change percent. And that's the table I was looking at as opposed to the fossil CO2 emissions, which definitely does show United States as the number 2 producer. So with that, get back to what was recorded. How do we know that's not the same as this with the garbage and the plastic? We have great programs. Have you seen everywhere all the bins and everything with all the recycle? I get it on my apartment door every freaking week. Recycle.
Right.
I am told every which way to Sunday on how to recycle. People in America are told every which Sunday how to recycle. And yet we still go, oh, we can't have the straw because it's going to kill the little turtle. I am sad the turtle's gonna get the plastic and get stuck in its nose because it thinks it's a nose ring. Okay, but is that the path that we go? Is just say ban it?
It's trying to snorkel a different way.
You're trying to snorkel a different way. I don't think that works so much.
No.
The U.S. represents 4% of the world's population, but produces 12% of the municipal sold waste.
That's only 12%.
Yeah. Okay. I found
which is less. But now on the emission side of it, I found this out. The United States military ranks it outranks 140 countries on CO2 emissions. That is more than the 3 Sweden, Finland, Denmark. That's more than those countries there combined. It's just the U.S. military. So if the Pentagon was its own country, it would be up there in the list of CO2. Anyways, continue.
Okay. So this is from September 2019. An ocean cleanup spokesman said this. This is a direct quote. Everyone talks about saving the oceans, and they're talking about this great garbage island, okay? By stopping using plastic bags, straws, and single-use packaging. That's important. But when we head out on the ocean, that's not what we find. And what they're talking about is that they're finding that a lot of this plastic pollution is coming from Chinese cargo ships. In fact, China alone is responsible for 30% of the worldwide plastic ocean pollution. China alone. The top countries, the top primary 6 sources of plastic in that great garbage island, ready for this? China, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Thailand.
Dang.
Those are the top 6 that have contributed garbage to this great garbage island. Now, I'm not saying that's something to sit back and say, oh, I'm going to use my straw about, but it's at the same time, it's like we're trying to say we're going to ban the straw here. Now, in California, you can at least ask for a straw still. So, okay, cool. I'm fine with that. You know, if you want to move to you have to ask to get it thing, or you have to manually go grab it, cool.
That's fine.
You know, outright ban? No. But
it's a little ridiculous.
But when you do all that, and then you're like, oh, we must ban this. How dare you? We must ban this. And yet we're not saying a thing to the biggest person responsible for this?
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, I take it we're not.
Oh, come on.
Assuming we're not.
Every time... Oh, now you're going to get me going.
Oh, no.
Okay, look, anytime we even get China slightly upset, they like, oh, we're going to do this trade embargo, we're going to do this, and we're going to do tariffs, and then we back off. Because, let's be honest here, everything here at this table is made in China.
Nuh-uh. Something's not made in China here.
Your Springfield's not here.
It's in my car.
Yeah.
That's what I said, everyththing at this table.
Was this Chick-fil-A sauce made in China?
Probably by a little 2-year-old girl.
Dang it. Hey, what about my microphone?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Come on.
I don't know.
China makes a lot of our electronics.
Well, I guess, yeah, I don't even know if Sure is not an American company.
And people wonder why China's growing so fast with technology. It's because they're just copying everything we're having them produce.
Oh, okay. Shure's mics are made in Mexico.
Oh.
So, there you go.
Boom! This wasn't made in China.
There you go. The only ones that are made in China are ones that comes with cables. for whatever reason.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but we have a lot of electronics that come from China. That
just a lot of
I
anything.
The U.S. Army or Navy actually is being audited right now because a company they bought supplies from said that all their stuff was made in the U.S. Nope, it was made in China.
Yeah.
So that's being a whole other hubbubaloo. But yeah,
That's ridiculous.
so this great, they call it the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. 80,000 metric tons of plastic. It's about 1.8 trillion pieces, they're saying, and 92% of those 1.8 trillion pieces are objects larger than half a centimeter. But it does say 94% of the objects are represented by microplastics, so that is also something to keep in mind.
Microplastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's basically very small plastic.
Yeah. I remember seeing something. It was like for, I don't know. It seemed like it was a thing for like a day where apparently people are finding like plastic, like wrappers on at the floor of the ocean. But I don't know. I don't remember how deep it said. They apparently recorded it being at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. But yeah, and where the whole plastic controversy started. So originally it started in 2011 with this 9-year-old kid when he released his groundbreaking scientific study. I put that all in quotes. No, but in all fairness, in all honesty, good on him for taking the initiative. Seeing something, he's like, it rubbed him the wrong way. Like he saw, it said that he was in a restaurant with his family, and he saw how everyone was just getting plastic straws and they weren't using them and throwing them away. So good on him. It rubbed him the wrong way. He decided to take action. I will not stop a kid from doing that. They want to do that. That's great. That's initiative. That's wonderful. The method by which he got his number,
not the best.
Not the best. And then it's just lauded as this great thing and, everywhere without any rigor behind it. That's my problem with it. But so that kind of started the first wave. The second wave started like 2017, early 2018, where a diver found like a straw lodged up a turtle's nose.
Yeah.
And that's what started like this second great wave that we're currently in of ditch plastic straws. Let's go to paper straws. Let's go to corn plastic straws. Ditch plastic bags. Let's go to paper bags. Do you know why we went to plastic bags to begin with, by the way?
No.
Because people didn't want to use paper bags anymore because they're using trees. But now they want to go back to paper bags. Because paper is a renewable resource. Now, I agree with that. That's great, actually. Paper is a renewable resource. Might as well use it. But guess what? It's probably going to put out the same amount of pollution as making plastic.
Yeah.
Josh is over here like, uh-oh, what's going on?
No, I bet.
Okay.
There's money to be made in recycling plastic.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, if everybody is going the cheap route and just producing plastic out of oils, petroleum, it'd be kind of challenging. It stinks. Is even if we don't contribute as much, that still doesn't mean we shouldn't be trying to change.
No, I agree. We can do some things,
but where the patch, the garbage patch is, it's closer to us than it is China.
Well, probably because of the currents in the ocean.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
So we deal with the front of it.
Yeah, and it's sitting at, well, we do, but I mean it's out there in international waters, but that's a whole other thing. Since it's in international waters, no one really technically, I guess, has jurisdiction over stuff. So, but that's not for me to decide. That's for them to decide. I don't care. But can we do stuff? Yes. Again, the whole you have to ask for a straw. Okay, I'm fine with that. But like if a paper straw was as good as a plastic straw, I would have no problem using it.
I don't think it ever will be.
Then find something different. Stop the dream of the paper straw. Find different. Now, the company that's trying like this corn-based plastic, maybe it works better. I don't know. If it works as good as a plastic straw, I would be all willing to use it. But I don't want to have to be forced to use something else because, oh no, you can't use a plastic.
Plastic bad.
The animal is still going to be able to choke on the same plastic until it biodegrades. If it's corn plastic, and it takes, let's say, a year or two to degrade, the animal could still choke on it. The animal could still die.
But at that point, that plastic probably wouldn't even make it out there.
Really?
The plastic would probably sit in a landfill in a spot where it would decompose and they can take it and we can use it. Instead of having it go all the way out to the ocean, ship a truck out there, ship a ship out there, grab it, put it on the truck, ship it inland, and then reprocess it.
Again, if most of that's coming from overseas, they probably don't care anyways. They're probably just dumping it. They've caught ships just dumping their stuff.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, I know, because of international waters, blah, 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 blah.
Not unless we try to pull China's thing and declare anything from Hawaii all the way to us is not international.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that, but so I mean, really, it's if we try to do this in the U.S., if we're being honest here, the amount of impact we're going to have will be minimal at best.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so? Why?
Wait, what's not true?
Because by us trying to make a change, show a change, be a lead in a change, we can help create new technology that these other countries aren't actively trying to pursue. Or if they are, they're behind. We can help change a culture, do a culture change. And as Americans love to travel, they can bring that culture change to other places. Okay, so you have the culture change and the influence of that. You have the high effort of technological advancement with it, and being a leader. If you tell me there's no positive from America trying to lead in this, then you're just blind.
There's higher costs.
Okay, but see, that's the mentality portion of it. Understanding that we need to be the ones that are leading a change.
Okay.
That we are the ones that need to be wanting to look out for a better world. And understanding that one of those things that comes with it is what? Cost.
If
it's going to go up.
Like I said, if the product was as good, which currently it's not, then we could have that conversation. I don't want to have drawers of straws. These straws can only be used in hot liquids. These straws can only be used in cold liquids. That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, what?
That's you.
Well, because if you get those corn plastics, certain ones can only be used with cold. Certain ones can only be used with hot.
Just as it is, you're not going to use a plastic cup and you're not going to put your hot coffee in it. You're going to grab a mug. It's the same thing right there.
Yeah, but if you grab like one of those stirs, you're going to have to make sure you get the hot stir, not the cold stir.
That's just going to cause a lot of. Think of how
you just use a metal spoon at that point.
Then why have
That's what everybody uses.
Then why have the different?
Really? Everyone uses that? Even like on church foyer on a Sunday morning? Everyone uses a spoon.
Wait, what?
Church foyer, Sunday morning, when people are getting their coffee and stirring in their creamer.
Well, what do you have in front of you? Do you have straws?
Straw.
They have little plastic stir straws.
Okay, so you use it. Not really stir straws. They're just little straws.
Yeah, I call them stir straws, but yeah,
I've
whatever.
seen places where they actually have little pieces of wood. You use the wood. It's a little wood stick, and you use that to turn it.
So we're cutting down Groot. Got it.
Yeah, kill Groot. No, we need Groot for drums and guitars.
But I mean, we're still expending a resource. And yes, you can regrow trees. It still takes time to regrow said trees. And we are getting better, at least on reforestation after cutting down trees. We are getting better. Not perfect, but depending on where that tree came from, might come from a country that isn't as good.
Yeah.
I just looked down over by the rainforest down in South America where they're burning down parts of it for
farm.
That will kill us faster than plastic if we burn down our entire rainforest.
We'll find a different way.
Find a different way to what?
To provide us oxygen.
Yep, using plastic.
How does that work?
It doesn't.
It'll probably be like some weird plastic membrane filter thing.
Well, they can start by doing electrolysis. With the sea level, they can start separating the hydrogen and the oxygen molecules, and boom, you have pure oxygen. What do you do with the hydrogen? I'm pretty sure there's a way to burn it. And you have gases. Well, there is down in Texas a business who has produced a zero emissions plant.
Of what?
I think it's a fossil fuel. I think it's like an oil plant, and they pretty much have eliminated any sort of emission coming out of it by recirculating it through and burning it again and again and again. But as they circle it back through and as they burn it, they're also injecting new CO2s in it that are more fresh, that are ready to burn. So it's like a catalytic converter pretty much, except there's no like exit.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So they're using carbon capture and sequencers. Gotcha. Yeah.
So, I mean, there is stuff to do. We just got to have people looking towards trying to create that kind of technology.
That's assuming that, I don't know. I keep coming back to it's probably a lot of marketing, just hype. It's the Kanye West of plastics. In ways, yes, it is. Nice. Will it come around and be legitimate or not? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But right now, I just see it as kind of a marketing hype. Where these companies are coming in and they're like, "Hey, you know what? Billions of dollars are being spent on straws. Let's get our own way of doing it."
So, if tomorrow Trump were to use executive order,
he won't, because you know what he sold, right? From his campaign store.
What?
Trump plastic straws.
Oh. Let's say he were to come tomorrow and he were to executive order banning all sales of plastic straws. What are you going to do?
First off, that goes on to a whole other conversation about the overreach of political power and the number of executive orders that the past few presidents have been issuing. Neither here nor there right now.
That's not my question.
I know. That's what I said. Neither here nor there right now. Did you not hear that portion? If he says that, I will be buying plastic straws left and right until the stores are sold out.
Dude,
but the sale, purchasing, trading, any sort of that is illegal. You must turn it all in.
Black market. I will get my plastic. I'm not going to use the frou-frou corn plastic. Or the paper ones. As Aaron has had the wonderful experience with paper straws.
I hate paper straws.
They break down while you're using them.
Yes.
And it's annoying.
It is awful.
And you don't use straws at all.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, don't use straws. That's your prerogative.
You don't use straws at all.
Yeah.
You're not going to use a straw to drink something hot. That's the worst thing to do.
Is it?
I don't drink hot things, so I don't know.
Have you tried to drink hot coffee with a straw?
I probably have.
There's a reason why you don't remember if you did. You probably, one and done.
Why?
It shoots the hot liquid all the way to the back of your throat. So instead of burning the front of your tongue and heating up your gums and stuff, it's burning the back of your throat.
It's okay. It burns one way or another.
Oh. So you're telling me you would go to the black market and buy your straws?
For my plastic straws? Heck yeah.
Probably wouldn't cost that much.
No.
No, it'd probably cost a lot more.
Maybe. Go to the black market.
They'd import them from China.
Go find some.
That or they'd get I don't know if you've seen that, they have those cultural boxes that you can buy, subscription boxes, buy this box and get a box of stuff from Japan every month. Buy this box and get a stuff. It's ridiculous, actually.
Really?
It's like Japanese snacks, toys, food, all that stuff in there. It would be something like that. Buy this box and get a pack of authentic Chinese plastic straws to your house every month.
What'd you do, Aaron? Straws are banned tomorrow.
I'll keep my metal one.
Okay. It's a much better response than going to the black market.
I mean...
You mean?
What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't...
Exactly.
I want to see Josh with a metal straw now.
No, you don't.
Why don't I?
It's a small baton. What else is it? It's a baton with a hole in the middle.
You go around beating people with it.
No, that's Aaron.
I just play drums with it.
That means he has to make sure to clean it before he can use it. That or he's gross.
Yeah, it's true.
Or just run hot water through it.
You still need to run soap in that once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice scrub dub.
Because that's going to grow some nasty skunk on it. And then, let's say, okay, you're having a lazy day. I like to do this once in a while. I'll make some nice, it's not cool. It's like Kool-Aid, but it's like Crystal Light flavored water, with caffeine, because I love my caffeine. Yeah. So it's very strong grape flavor. If I was to use a metal straw, guess what? It would take days to get that flavor out of it.
That's why you use one of those pipe cleaners. You scrub the inside of
It's
it.
still it like
See-
I've had a glass like where I put it in a metal container and I just sipped it without like a straw. I went in there, scrubbed it with soap and that, and it still had the flavor. It just sticks to that for whatever reason.
I'll have to try that sometime.
It's good. Grape flavored with caffeine
Well, I'm
and water. Oof. So it's
just
what?
talking about the flavor of things staying there like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
So that's my thing. It's like none of the alternatives are even close to good. And then you have your plastic bags that are made out of these alternate plastics, and their weight limit sucks. They tear all the time. They're paper thin. They feel like I could
what?
rip them by because you have your plastic bags, right?
Yeah.
So now they're starting to make the plastic bags out of the biodegradable plastic. Great. I'm glad we're trying to do that, right? But can we make it durable?
Okay.
Can we make it so if I put more than 2 pounds in it, it doesn't just rip?
Yeah.
That's my thing is we have no good alternative outside of saying metal straw.
Well, prior to plastic, how they do stuff.
Inferior paper straws probably. And they did paper bags.
They didn't have straws. It's probably wooden straws. They could craft them.
Yeah, I'm sure they could craft them. Actually, let me ask this. Do you know what the first straw was used for?
No.
And how old it was?
Mm-mm.
Josh? Joshy?
I have no idea.
It was from 3000 BC by the Sumerians, used for drinking beer.
What? You drank beer with the straw?
They did that because of, well, remember, this was 3000 BC, so when they fermented the stuff, all the gunk was still in there at the bottom. So they were drinking it just to drink like the top portions, so they weren't getting all the stuff that was down there. So, I mean, so they've tried alternates to plastic straws before. So in the 1800s they used a ryegrass straw, but guess what? Like the paper, guess what did? Bushy.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, so this year, there's a company called Mr. Rye that they're developing a straw out of cereal rye in Australia because in part of Australia next year they're banning single-use plastic outright. So they're hoping to actually, this is what they're touting it, your straw will be dishwasher safe.
Nice. What?
What?
What if you made a carbon fiber straw?
It's going to be extremely lightweight and strong. Just hope it doesn't. But the taste stuff, does it keep?
Right.
I don't know if carbon fiber
What
is
about
one
glass
is one of those approved for. Oh, you're drinking out of a test tube.
Yeah.
Apparently they've also tried wax paper to make those. So
I don't know.
now they do have bamboo straws, which are supposed to be good.
That's kind of cool. Sounds neat.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Why don't we all just suck it up and we'll get Twizzler straws.
Oh my goodness.
Just get a little cherry flavor, a little bit of everything,
What about those cereal straws? You just drink
Those
your
are
milk
good, too.
and you
I like
chomp down on
those.
the straw at the same time.
Do you know what I'm doing after this?
Gonna get some cereal
I'm
straws?
gonna get some straws. Yeah, if I can find cereal straws specifically.
Okay, let me ask you this.
No.
What percentage of plastic waste in the ocean is plastic straws?
Is it not that much? I feel like it's not that much.
It's not that much. I mean, when you look at everything that we have that's plastic,
Yeah, but what's the percentage?
5%.
Lower.
1.5.
Lower.
0.00025.
You're not that far off.
Whoa!
0.022%
Nice. Kick.
of straws.
Put plastic are straws.
Yeah, of the plastic or straws.
Yeah, that's nothing.
But here's another thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way. What's the number one thing that people campaign on to reduce plastic?
Straws.
Yeah.
That is really stupid.
That's I'm like, okay.
So, I guess the biggest thing about this whole plastic thing, because obviously straws has been the biggest topic. Because we talked about the landfills and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
what are people doing that's causing to get all this plastic just littered all over the place?
Well, people aren't
Obviously,
handling their refuse properly.
yes.
People who are just littering.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take this locally.
Well,
Here.
I wondered how much is littering the problem?
Probably a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is people are just like, yeah, I'm just going to throw this wherever. I have family that does that. They don't care. They're just going to throw the garbage wherever. And they don't recycle properly. I mean, like I said, I've beaten every which way to Sunday about recycling here.
Yeah.
So I know what to recycle, where to recycle, when to recycle, and where to throw it. Now, the stuff that's recycled, great. I'm glad it can be reused. And it uses up a little bit of energy to reuse the same piece of plastic. Why companies are allowed to make certain plastics that maybe aren't recyclable for like single-use containers, that is a little dumb. They should make them at least the recyclable kind.
Right.
It's like, okay, this is going to be single-use, but you're going to make it of a type of plastic that's not recyclable. Why? Kind of dumb on that regard. But outside that, like plastic bags, people just don't care. They just throw them away. Toss them. Or instead of recycling them, they toss them maybe in the garbage.
Right.
And then if they toss them in the garbage, then they get put in the landfill. Because why? Okay, as a pet owner, what are plastic bags good for?
Poop.
Exactly. Guess what? There's a whole industry of biodegradable plastic bags. And guess what? I don't care if they biodegrade. They don't need to hold anything but the poop for the 5 seconds it takes me to pick up the poop and put it in the garbage. Once it's in the garbage, it can degrade it within 5 seconds. I don't care. I'm not drinking out of it. I'm not holding a liquid in it that I need to use later.
Right.
I'm not holding food stuff.
No.
And in that regard, that's great business. They figured out a plastic formula that biodegrades, goes in there. But in all honesty, it comes from people who just don't care and are bored and are lazy and don't want to take the time to actively sort through their stuff.
Right.
They'll grab, like, if we were to empty out my aunt's house, we're not, this sounds horrible, we probably won't sort it, recyclables, non-recyclables. We'll just dump it all in a bin. We'll rent a garbage bin and dump everything in it.
Get rid of all of it.
Yeah, everything will just go in it.
Why don't they make those jobs, or I don't know, I don't know how a whole dump garbage man's job thing works, but like, why wouldn't they have them going through stuff and sorting it?
Why?
Yeah.
You want to pay someone to go sort everything?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how that's all done. I don't know, like,
for the garbage man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't speak to everyone, obviously, but like around here, right?
Yeah.
Like you're a garbage man, right? They just come, they pick up the bags and throw them.
Throw it in there. I guess I'm thinking of like when they take it to the place to get rid of the garbage, like they just leave it in the bags and just dump them. Or like,
no, I think they do some sort of sorting, but it's nothing to the level of it being. I think they'll look for key things to take out.
Well, so yeah, you look for very noticeable stuff.
Okay, let's say you broke a lamp.
Yeah.
And you threw it away, and it was a glass lamp, and you threw it away. You wouldn't want someone sorting through it and then slicing their...
Well, that's where you got to have like gloves and like protective gear to go through.
I know, but accidents happen. You know this.
It does.
They might be safe 99% of the time, but that one time they're not. They get stuck by a needle that gives them HIV that someone threw in the garbage because they were trying to hide something.
That just shows you how important it is to wear gloves.
Yes, I'm being hyperbolic here with that, but things do happen stupidly.
Mm-hmm.
My apartment complex, for example, okay? They are actually being threatened with having the recycling service shut down because people are throwing garbage in the recycling bin.
Oh, no.
It's just like, oh, come on, people. Learn how to recycle properly. It's not that hard. It is not that hard.
No, not at all.
But I mean, when we're recycling all this stuff, and but then you also have like at my work, right? We're told not to recycle plastic that food stuff has been in.
Yeah.
Guess what? My work serves all of their meals in plastic containers.
Why is that a thing?
Guess what? I can't recycle.
Any of those plastic
because
containers.
The recycling centers don't want to recycle plastic that has had food stuff on it.
Clean it off. Give it a quick wash.
Where am I going to do that?
No, not you. Not you.
Them.
Yeah.
Well, by the time it gets to them, it might be dried and caked on, and
Yeah. Then you have to really put the effort in to clean it.
yeah. So it's like, okay, how am I gonna do this now? So you got all these things. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have people just go, well, just don't use plastic.
But it's everywhere.
3/4 of my car is plastic. Come on.
True. So wait, are you telling me it's bad to throw car batteries into the water?
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, okay.
That is
I'm
very
totally
bad.
kidding.
I know.
Josh is like, oh my gosh.
I know because you brought this up before.
Yeah, I have.
So I
Have
know
you
you're
seen
kidding.
what one drop will do to your pants?
One drop?
Yeah, one drop of battery acid will burn a hole right through your pants.
Oh, I was
battery
like,
acid.
what?
It'll take a few hours, but once it gets on there, you really can't get it off without washing it completely out.
Yeah. No, yeah. Dumping batteries into lakes and oceans and ponds is terrible.
Yeah. So these things are just going to get weirder and weirder. And the thing is, and this isn't a thing against Josh, that number, 500 million, just keeps coming up and up and up and up and up, even though it has kind of been debunked many, many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay. What are we going to do about it? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess all this stuff on the news too. It's like, I mean, people do research on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
They should know how. I don't know. I just feel like some of this stuff isn't. Well, obviously, it's terrible for me to try and say this because I don't watch the news that much. But it's like you always see people freaking out about all these things in the straws. But then, if people actually knew how much of a percentage were straws, would they really be freak out that much?
They'd
Why
find
isn't
something,
that?
they'd find something else to freak out over.
Well, they would, but I'm saying because straws itself is not the issue. So why would people freak out over straws?
Because that's where they found the most photo and video opportunities.
Yeah.
Again, the turtle with the straw in its nose.
Yeah.
The bird with the straw in its beak.
Right.
You know.
But I don't know. It's just I don't get why that stuff is televised and talked about so much when it's like that's not really the big issue for
I think
the
one of the
amount of plastic being in the ocean.
I think one of the reasons is when you go to a restaurant, what's the one thing that besides your napkin that's not going to get reused? It's the straw.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing that comes to it is, when people go out to eat, the one thing they know that gets thrown out there in landfills in the ocean is the straw, regardless of the fact of all the paper bags that they throw away or the plastic containers that they don't recycle or the toys that they throw in the dump. I think to them it's just like, hey, I use this, it's going in the garbage now.
Yeah, but I still feel like people should know
I
how much of a problem how much of the straws is not actually a problem.
I think honestly the biggest win would be recycling centers mandated to take food touch plastics
That would
and find a way to recycle them.
Yeah.
Okay, you have companies all over that, if they have a cafeteria, guess what? All of a sudden all that material is recyclable. You take a sandwich to work in a plastic bag. That bag is now technically recyclable.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a lot more impactful than
Ban straws.
0.022%.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I am all for technological change and finding things, but A, make it effective. B, let's make it reasonable. And C, if there's a big, easy win out there, let's go for that. The straw is not the easy. The straw is the easy win only because it has this great public image. The plastic that's touched food stuff is not a big, easy win because no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room with that.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's just.
What was that?
Was me.
This is you inhaling a straw.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. Yes.
But anyways, yeah. So, yeah, me and the whole plastics thing is just. I like the Kanye thing. Part of me thinks it's a business marketing thing.
Right. Hey, I mean, money's the
It's going to make people do things. It's going to make the world go round. And you don't see a company investing $9 million plus into a plant unless they know, hey, guess what? I'm going to make some money off this deal.
Right. It's the main influencer for the majority of things. Oh my gosh. Oh, that scared me.
I'm sorry. I did not realize that the website was going to have audio. It's actually a website. They're like, we could solve all your problems.
Nice. Tell me about it. Solve my problems.
A pasta straw.
Pasta straw?
Yeah.
How would that?
Because it's pasta.
Yeah, but not when it's warm.
So you can buy them in minimum orders of 1,000. You can buy 1,000 straws for $70.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go, Josh. There's your new straw.
Pasta straw.
You gotta get some pasta sauce with that straw.
And it's 100%.
Alfredo
It's 100% vegan, product of Italy, and it is safe to eat after use.
I'm about to be drinking glasses of Alfredo sauce out of that straw.
Oh, of course you would.
Your love for Alfredo is a little stomach turning for me,
Why? Alfredo is great.
It's delicious. I don't.
especially when it's on pizza. That's
Certain pizzas, it's great on.
Yeah,
It's too much.
It can be really good on if a pizza's done right.
I'm sorry. He hates white sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Freaking
Now I went Alfredo.
saucist.
Now I went Alfredo.
No, let's get some Alfredo sauce. What sounds good? I want something with Alfredo sauce.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. Josh, any more comments?
negative.
No, I'm a surprise, sir.
Yeah, this is your topic. Yo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Paul ended it on a good spot.
You did.
Recycling food touch plastic.
Aaron, any more comments?
Don't throw car batteries in the water.
That
Large bodies of water. Don't do it. That's bad.
Don't drop car batteries. Period.
In the water. Don't
Period.
in the water.
Period.
drop them on Aaron's head is what he's
Don't
saying.
drop them in the water. Period.
Don't drop them anywhere. Period.
Don't drop them anywhere in the water, period, is what I heard.
Or just in general.
Yeah, I know.
Don't throw them. Be safe with car batteries.
Don't
Plastic won't save you.
So don't drop car batteries. But do drop us a review on iTunes or Stitcher.
Yeah.
Drop us an email at uywords@gmail.com. Drop Aaron an email at uywords@gmail.com and tell him how lovely his beard is today.
Aw, thank you. Oh. That's how you take my photo.
As our lights got turned off in the middle of recording.
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
I think it was the biker church leaving and not realizing we were down here still, and they just turned the dials
All the way off.
all the way
Just
off.
Killed it.
So we got,
Well, I'm glad the powers of that stuff didn't get killed.
yeah, it's not tied to the lights.
So that's good.
So completely different circuit. So we're going to call it here. We will catch you next month. Next month being December. And maybe we'll do something different for the Christmas episode.
Okay.
If Aaron ever gets his little recording done with his friend of their Christmas song.
Oh! Now we gotta get it done.
Maybe we'll premiere it here.
Sick.
I was
Absolutely.
looking at Aaron, see his reaction. I was like, maybe. Depending on how Christmassy it is.
It's. Yeah, we'll see.
It's Aaron. He loves Christmas music in July. It better be Christmassy. I'll just leave it
There
at
will
that.
be sleigh bells.
Will they be plastic sleigh bells is the question, though.
Two freaking metal sleigh bells.